Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to be trading the Asian session, and we will not have the video camera on today. It actually just died, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off. We're still going to be trading GBP JPY and USD JPY. We had to erase the analysis from this morning because they were both invalidated by the lack of momentum to push us out of our ranges. But XRP is still holding its no trade range, just like we analyzed this morning. Still in the exact same range. And it'll hold this range all the way until we can buy, until candles start to close above 1.54 and close below 1.32. So we're still in the same range we had this morning. GBP JPY, we have a high at 154.442 and a low at 154.270. All right, so now we have a no trade range here. No trade range. We got buys when candles close above 154.442. And sells when candles close below 154.270. All right. All right, we have GBP, JPY, Asian session. What's this? All right, and now we are gonna analyze USD JPY. Mark out our times. 3, 4, 5. We got our high and low. High is going to be at 109.216. And the low is going to be at 109.139. All right, we got a no trade range. And buys when candles close above 109.216. All right, and we got sells when candles close below 109.139. Okay. Right. Now we got analysis. All right, and now we have USD JPY Asian session analysis posted. Okay, so I want to see a break and close of our candles. All right, it's currently 6:43. We have 15 minutes left. We have 15 minutes left until our candle closes. We are waiting for the 7 o'clock candle. That is Asian open. All right, we have 10 minutes left until our 7 o'clock candle opens. GJ looks like it is popping above 154.442. We just needed to close somewhere around in that area. Six minutes left until our 7 o'clock open. All right, and UJ is also popping above 109.210. All right, we have 3 minutes left until our hour closes. Yo. It's fine. Yeah, we have GBP breaking above 154.442. Thinking there's going to be a retrace on the next hour candle. The next 30-minute candle is going to retrace what popped out of the range. And then UJ is going to do the same thing. I'm thinking GBP is going to pull back towards 154.442 on the Asian Open candle. This next candle coming up, I think we're going to pull back like this, leave a wick, and then pull up for the rest of the session. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of it either. All right. 5 seconds. This new candle should come out. And we're gonna set buy limits right here. It always comes down to an impulse entry. Like this never closed beforehand for a decent, like for us to catch a decent range up. So 10 pips would have been right here. Would have caught that one candlestick on the break of 154.442. So if this 30-minute candle can pull back and stay closing above 154.442, then we'll head up. It'll look like this. Because we have this break right here, which that's essentially what we're looking for. Break of resistance, retest resistance, and entry for a push up. Yeah, and this is what always gets me right here. New York session, that 30 minutes gonna pop out, and then the first 5 minutes of that next 30 minute will push, make you think that it's gonna keep going, and then it wicks all the way back into the range right here. Yep. And XRP held its range pretty well that we analyzed this morning. I think it's one of the only ones that's like positive from all time. It's outperformed everything. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, he's I post this stuff because it's new stuff every single day. Yeah. Probably how they want it though. Mm-hmm. I didn't check it out yet. I saw that you had posted it, but I didn't look at it yet. If we look right here, price never closed. Price got to close above 109.229. That's our last closing price over here.
Yeah, it's just an idea I had, but it could be like some kind of incentive towards like the inactive members, just like, hey guys, just let y'all know, if been inactive for this amount of time, I'm probably going to start cleaning up the Discord just to see who's actually participating, who actually wants to participate, things like that. Like, obviously, people may or may not have the time, but if they've been here for, I don't know, a year plus and they haven't really said anything.
Well, everybody that's in here right now has only been in it probably 6 or 7 months now, because
Okay.
I had did a purge already because I didn't know who was pretty much using other people's profiles from Facebook to get in here.
I got you.
Uh,
Okay, so yeah, I was just wondering because I didn't know if this was part of the original Discord or what. So these are
a little bit.
pretty new members. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never gotten rid of the people that I very first started off with, but there's only like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I understand. But be real, it does feel good to finally be doing this because I've been wanting to do this for a long time.
I'm glad you were able to get on.
Yeah, I'll be consistent with it too. I have work from 8 to 3:30 every day, so I'll be more than free for the evening.
Heck yeah.
I would do the morning sessions, but I have to leave my house at like 6:30 because I have to ride with my dad.
Yeah, I normally have Raja and Controller FX up and running in the background just to like have them as company pretty much. Just keep my mind stimulated and just have some type of interaction. But just listening to them and then trying to enter whenever they do, it's not like we have the exact same analysis, but when it comes to execution, you're kind of like, well, would this be the best time to execute? So you do, and then everybody in their group ends up losing, and then you totally disregarded everything that you analyzed. So
Yeah,
I mean, I've never made a winning trade watching Raja. Although he profited, I've never done it because by the time he tells you that you're in and he scales it all out for you to even visualize what he's doing, the price already moved 3-4 pips by the time you can enter. And then he trades GBP JPY, so the London session already pushed in the momentum, so it only gives you that 10 pips, and then he's able to get off the stream. But we trade further into New York session, so that affects all of our analysis that we did for UJ, because we base it off of GJ's volume, and then we already took a loss, so then we can't trade anymore, so ended up having to cut it off. So I think we're just gonna keep it to strictly us, and they all have people that go around watching other people's streams, trying to see if they're watching and doing the same thing. Raja already called a couple people out saying that they're Controller FX actually. He's like, Controller FX is watching us while he's streaming and saying the exact same things. And then
yeah, a lot of time it's like I don't want to. It's obviously like at the same time, so it's pretty close. But most of the time, the price action is already moved by the time you're wanting to enter.
right.
Just because of like I guess latency or some lag. I guess I'm not really sure, but it just doesn't really time up as if you were sitting right next to each other live streaming at the same time.
Right. All right, so we're starting to close bullish above 154.442. This line that we have drawn at the resistance is our 30-minute high. So I think if the 15-minute can break the 30-minute high, we're going to have another push up. And on UJ, it's retesting that 109.228. And I think this is just going to be the range for it to fill. And then once it pops up above our previous 30-minute here, we'll see it push up. But until then, we're just waiting for the candles to do its thing. And that's where I kind of get hesitant to even enter on an impulse, because I normally see the 30-minute pull all the way up and then it comes all the way back down. And if I would have just waited for the 30-minute to close, then I would have never had that entry.
Yeah, it kind of goes into like keeping a trading journal, because I mean you kind of have it in your head because you've seen this stuff before. It's kind of action, but if you can reference a trading journal, you can kind of know what's going to happen. You don't really have to second guess it, you know?
Yeah, because this is a normal a normal thing that's going on. We have a break of the resistance. We're testing it as support. So if we can hold this area as support and we come all the way back up to our high, that's range filled and pretty much a wick fill on the higher time frames. Nah, I think it's done. UJ, I think it's done. By the way, this candle closed. Go ahead and buy GJ. Stop loss below previous. We closed above our 30-minute candle. I think that's going to be a long-term trade right there. Gonna take forever just to see what the left candle looks like. I'm not going to be able to find it. Right, we have 6 minutes, actually 5 minutes left until our next volume push for Asian. It always stumps me because I feel like we need to be in a trade right here on that 30-minute candle.
Why is that? What makes you say you feel like you should be in a trade?
Because the volume for the Asian session is in this candle right here.
But if you were to do that, then you're like subject to wherever the candle goes.
But we had
If it
structure that was telling us that it was going to stay above with all these wicks and the way the candles closed. So we were already anticipating that retrace because we had the structure. Resistance.
Right.
And we just had higher lows and it made higher highs once it broke this candle right here, or the wick, which on the hourly, that's our previous hour at the time.
Yeah, I know wicks tell you high low, but I didn't know they could actually indicate movement.
It indicates probable movement in momentum. So it means that we had this candle bullish, this candle didn't make a lower low, this candle also didn't make a lower low. The odds are it was going to keep pushing up from the support level.
I see. It makes almost a trend.
Right.
A trend line.
On your lower time frames, that's what it's going to do.
So yeah, okay, I understand. So wick analysis is usually best on lower time frames.
You could say that in theory.
Yeah.
See, now this 30-minute candle is going to be a wick fill. On your lower time frames, your 15. See how we had that push? Now the next one's going to meet up with our previous 30-minute. And then now we're going to see if we could break it.
Not sure if you know, but your camera isn't showing.
I know it's actually dead. I went I went do measurements for another suit. I have some guy with a filming agency. He's doing a commercial for a tuxedo company in New Orleans, and he asked me to model for one of the suits. So I went to New Orleans today to get fitted, and I took my camera with me. And the battery's not fully charged, and whenever it's plugged in, it doesn't charge while it's plugged into the live stream.
Yeah.
So it ends up dying.
Yeah. One of my classmates I went to high school with,
Mm-hmm.
he's starting his own investment group called Apex Investments, which pretty interesting. So it literally not even off the ground yet or anything, but could potentially be like a collaboration type deal.
That would be pretty nice. We can pretty much partner up and
Yeah, I mean, plus Apex and Ascendancy have like the same theme, the same connotations, you know what I mean? So it could potentially be a pretty good fit.
It's worth a try for sure. Yeah, our next push is going to be in 27 minutes.
Okay, I'm back at the battle station, so I can do introductory to the Ascendancy group. If that works out for you. I can introduce myself, things like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Colin. I'm currently a
Oh,
college student.
wait.
Yeah, like introduction to the Ascendancy group, you know what I mean?
Are you giving me an example, or are you trying to do it right now?
No, I'm trying to do it right now. Just so like
They can't.
if or when people.
Yeah, but they can't hear you on the YouTube yet. It's only in the Discord.
Okay.
That's how I have it set up, so that the people that are watching the YouTube are gonna want to know how I'm talking to the people in the members, and the members are in the Discord.
Got it. All right, that works for me though. Okay, I just wanted to do that just so there wasn't like some dude talking. But now that I know that, then I'm chilling.
Yeah, right now it's just in the Discord. Eventually I want to be able to have like just a select few of us talking on the YouTube, so that it is more fulfillment in between like the silent times and stuff. But yeah, right now I have us talking through the Discord.
Okay. But yeah, I'm doing TradingView backtesting, which obviously isn't the best backtesting software, but I can calculate my trade values with just using like a regular order.
Mm-hmm.
So I just do the stop loss, take profit, and it tells me how much my trade is worth. And what I do is I just do a short or long position chart, and then I place my stop loss, place my take profit, and then let the bars play out. And if it's a failed trade, then I write that down, subtract my profits and stuff. But if it hits the green, then I just add it up. I'm like averaging about 40 unit lot sizes, and I'm mostly focusing on the dailies, because if you want to go smaller, then you have to pay for it.
Okay, we still have 21 minutes left until our Asian push.
Definitely not worth it. Oh, nice. Practice trade. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I did this practice trade. I opened it on the 11th of July, and it didn't hit the take profit till like 2 months or the 22nd of August.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna write that down as a successful trade, but that was it was obviously a long position, but way too long from what I'm trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that only would have been worth it if the lot size had been kind of astronomical.
And you're doing that on a simulator?
Yeah, I'm doing it on TradingView.
And they have a simulator you could pick your custom dates?
Yep. It's called a bar replay. It's like uh, the reverse, like the backwards symbol. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, so you click that, and then you get this big red line, and you just choose whatever date you want to start from. I chose to start from the beginning of XRP, and then you just update. You choose your speed. One update every 1 second. One update every 2 seconds. I'm taking it in groupings of 7 candles, 7 to 10 candles, and then looking for certain price signals from naked Forex. I'm going to do this both with XRP and XLM. I think I'll alternate one day being XRP, one day being XLM. Preferably, by doing this backtesting, I would prefer to do it on a smaller time frame, like basically on all time frames, really,
Mm-hmm.
because then I'd get experience just in all time frames. Because if I am wanting to day trade, I'd have to go into the smaller time frames in order for it to like, really matter or really compound. I mean, obviously, I could do it on the daily, but if there's no trades for 3 days in a row, then there's no trades for 3 days in a row or a
Right.
week in a row. So
Right.
then I might have to just nut up and pay for TradingView Pro, but I think I'll be able to get by with just this daily experience because I'll be moving from backtesting a demo account into paper trading, which is another demo account. So I wouldn't be really practicing and then moving into live. Right, so the disadvantage of a daily, the trade was placed on the 11th of July. The trade was initiated on the 22nd of July, and then the trade was finished. The trade was fully sold out of by the 22nd of August. That's a whole month of me sitting there waiting for the take profit to hit.
Just based off of your daily analysis.
Right.
And how many pips did it move?
It moved 5,000 pips. I bought at 20, and it moved to 25 based off of my support zones and resistance zones.
Uh-huh.
So a successful trade just took way too long, and it was a total value of $8. So I think for the dailies, if I do end up becoming a daily trader, whenever I do see the trades, then the lot sizes would have to be pretty substantial just to make the wait worth it.
Right. Yeah, and that's
But I
whenever
only,
it starts getting pretty scary.
yeah, I only really want to increase the lot sizes once I have built up from the the cent gains, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because then at that point, I'm just using profit to pay for things, not my own money. But I'm off to a good start.
See, it did exactly what I was talking about. 30-minute just wicks up, and it comes all the way back into the range.
Was this the is that the pair you're wanting a trade in?
Well, we were analyzing both of them just so that we could possibly get a trade in one of them.
Mhm.
But it looks like both of them are going to end up going back into our range. But the whole structure is we're approaching a new 4-hour candle. So looking on the 4-hour candle, this is still bearish. So this would have been this is the retest of it coming down. Now that I'm looking at it. Well, when I went to trading view, I just noticed it.
Right.
That we still have this candle that we're retracing. That's our support that's now turning into a resistance level. So now if we could close below 109.139, then the candle is going to look like this. And then it's going to reach here. But that's whenever candles close.
Right.
And I'm bringing it back to feeling like we should have already been in the trade here, because it did break out of our analysis and gave us a pips. No, it still wasn't enough. It's only 6. And that's what Raja and his group look for. That 10 pips. Once it breaks out, 10 pips. And then if it came back down to their break-even point, they're already out. He would have already got off the stream, left because that his analysis wasn't right. But I stay on and notice if we would have just taken sells right here instead of looking for the buys or the breakout, like, don't even let that affect us, because we still have right here that rejected, right here that rejected. So like, there's even times I want to comment to them, but if they click on my name and see me streaming live too, they're just gonna call me out right there.
And he was looking for price signals.
Right. But it's like, would we not have took all of this into consideration before we bought right here? And then it did exactly what we said. It just wicked up on the 30-minute. The next 30-minute candle came all the way back down. We have 7 minutes left until our new 4-hour candle. Yeah, so our entries are now gonna start being on the the second 30-minute candle of the new the 4-hour candle. So the way this happened is, this is a whole, let me see the best way to do this, because you had our 4-hour push all the way up here. Let me bring up a new chart. All right, so we had our 4-hour candle push all the way up here. Bottom to top. Hour candle for, this is 4 hours straight from the new daily, 1, 2, 4. So this is 4 candles, 1 4-hour candle. This has to retrace at some point. So from A to B, we're testing 50% no matter what. It's got to know, is it going to pass 50%? If it can't, then we'll continue. If it can, then that's our 50% level. So we had our breakout. We're going to have our retrace. And that 50% level is our retrace to fill the range. That's how I'm seeing it.
Yeah. Oh, the YouTube thing's in the way of the chart.
How the heck am I doing that?
You're saying the new candle's going to open. Oh, I just did it again.
Yeah, so I think these 30-minute candles are just gonna, this 30-minute candle is gonna close. This one's gonna make a little wick down here. It's not gonna make a new low because this candle didn't make a new low. Because it's just the ending of our 4-hour candle. Like, this is the last candle of the 4-hour. That's like, all of this is a wick at the top of the 4-hour. So this candle is what's bringing that wick down.
I see.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So on the break, see our line, even say this level because it's a more, yeah. So now we have this candle closing for the closing of the 4-hour, and now the next 30-minute is just going to test it. Can we break this low? Which odds are we're probably not. But we have a higher low, a low, higher low, another higher low. If this can close above our 109.203, and we are above our original analysis at 109.216, candles will just form like this. A wick. Won't be able to do that. I can't draw the candlestick visuals like I can on TradingView.
Yeah.
But that's the retest of our 4-hour movement. 4-hour push through, made a high. We're going to retest it through that time, and it's going to come back and wick fill. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Line chart, we closed above it. We're just coming back to retest it. We can close above it, then it's gonna make another one like this.
You said what up to Zach, so he didn't leave, but I was paying attention.
7 seconds.
I think that's going to take the most time is just copying down the trade itself and analyzing it in the journal.
It looks like we're returning to the range on UJ. We should see a lot of volume in this candle though. All right, let's see what it does over the next 24 minutes.
Broke through, I see. On the which one is that? What's the right one? I can't see.
The right one
There.
is USD JPY.
Okay, so you have a buy active in that one as well as JBP.
No, I don't have any trades active right now.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because it's above your zone. They both broke through above your zone.
Yeah. So this is the retrace I was pretty much explaining. Wanted to come back down and retrace it so that we have our higher high. And that's why I'm starting to think we can wait until our 4-hour candle, because no action happened after we broke out, because it's still a play of the previous 4-hour. So the
Right.
4 hour is only going to move once, and then once the next 4 hour, it's going to move the rest of the way. Which is kind of how it's making sense to me, the way that it's lining up. This is just the closing of that previous 4-hour candle, so we have to let it close first, outside of our range, and then it's going to do that retest. Like, the closing is the retest, and this is the first 30-minute of the new 4-hour, as well as the new 1-hour. So now we could see it return to the top of this range, because that's where momentum is coming, like going. We're going up, we broke, retested it, and then we're going to try to wick fill, because the 4-hour is still bullish. Actually, the 4-hour closed inside of our range.
Just inside of it. Could be a potential turn to the upside if it finds support on the range.
Yep, that's the only thing that's gonna determine is the closing price is here for the new 4-hour candle. But I'm thinking we're gonna find support here.
I mean, yeah, that would be literally finding support on the resistance, because based off those two previous candles, they closed on the resistance, so this one's either gonna consolidate or push up.
Yep.
Man, Naked Forex, one of the best books ever. Okay, let's see. I don't see really. You know, I was considering, like, I'm not really sure which direction I want to take. I'm not really sure if I want to focus on one strategy, like only do kangaroo tails, only do whammies or something, or focus on all strategies. But I feel like if I try to look for all the different signals, then I'll either mess myself up or miss potentially pretty good setups.
I think it's gonna come down to you making your own analysis, and then that signal is gonna present itself to you. So,
Yeah,
because if you
that's
go
true.
out looking for it, everything's gonna be that signal.
Yeah.
But everything I explained is pretty much that last kiss trade. Does the breakout, and then it's gonna come back and kiss it, and then that last kiss is gonna send it off.
Yeah, when I was first reading The Last Kiss, I had to keep rereading it because I don't know why, but it was throwing me for a loop. Because I was just like getting used to the whole idea of support resistance zones.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's a pretty legit setup. They're all, I mean, obviously they're all pretty legit, but I'd have to say the Kangaroo Tail and The Last Kiss are my favorite. So was Tanner Duplantis like the actual Tanner Duplantis?
Yep. Yep, that's Tanner.
Let's go. That's a surprise.
He's been supposed to be in here.
Oh shit. Body gold coin. Let's go. Wait a second. Who's that? Oh, I just got one of my boys. Lazy.
Oh, that's one of
That's
yours?
Yeah, that's one of my mobile Mike from college. It's cool. Hey, Mike, I see how you feeling, bro. Okay, Mike. Let's talk about that.
Yep, UJ just tanked all the way back to the bottom of the range. It's like the setup of Asian is just weird. Like, although we were analyzing for it to break out here, the trade that we would have taken, like potential of anything, we were looking for it to come up. But the whole trade potential was on the downside to catch 14 of the pips, or 10 out of the 14 coming the other way. Like, that's the volume candle we're looking for. Because this is the highest point of the retrace coming back from the bottom. And long term, we're in downward momentum. So technically, we just was trying to go against the trend while we're watching it make the highest point of the trend. Because the same thing happened for Asian here, the same thing happened for Asian right here. Now if we go to GJ, not gonna be the same. All right, yep, so that was our volume push that we've been waiting on right there. Now we're gonna take it back to the analysis on UJ. So we had, can't even see it on the computer.
What was that?
That was below 109.139. 0.39. So we're just making it below our sell zone of the range. But it just throws me off trading Asian because the way it breaks out of our analysis and then comes all the way back in. If anything, we could have done our analysis out here, waited for the breakout right there, and then our entries would have been a sell stop here and or at the top of the 4-hour wick here. And sell stops would have never, stop losses would have never got hit. Break and retest. I see what we're not looking into it like this. Watch. And it's so easy to see after the fact. It is clear as day now.
All the time.
None of the peaks went past the previous structure of the previous day.
Downward trend. Man. And those peaks, those where you took your losses on this one?
No, I just have these past ones marked up because the same exact thing happened. Like same exact thing. Asian came up to try to form that high, couldn't close below the previous structure, and then it tanked all the way down. That is the volume. And that's all it's gonna move for today. It's got 10 pips. Almost 11.
You know, I don't know if you see commercials like this, but I'm always seeing ads on YouTube. It's like, man, I'm so sick and tired of these fake trading gurus, yada yada yada. When
Yeah.
they're like a fake trading guru. So eventually, once we're like established and stuff, there's got to be something that we can do that can set us apart. Like, if that makes any sense, you know, like I'm not sure what that thing would be, but something that's like, oh, they're not bullshit, because I don't know. It's obviously not going to be something that they can tell right off the bat based off what we're posting or something like that. But
I think what they're gonna notice is we're streaming straight off the MetaTrader platform.
yeah,
No
and that's
no one else does that. Everybody uses TradingView, which is understandable because I'm using a 32-bit and the pixels are a little pixelated on the stream, but yeah, we're the only ones that stream off of MetaTrader.
I think also once we get like a solid foundation of streams and results under the belt, and once things start growing, because I've noticed a lot of people, they make their YouTube channel or something like that, and not even like 3 years later is when they start seeing some actual real growth. You
Yeah,
know, it's just being consistent with it is going to eventually provide some form of audience.
right. Yeah, and it takes a while for the YouTube algorithm to be built, for it to even start sending your videos out for other people to see. But in the last 28 days, we got over 400 views.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'm only using the same 5 accounts, like the TV outside, the TV in the living room, my 2 grandparents' iPads and TVs. So that's like
Building up.
8 accounts total that's just like constantly going there, but we've reached over 400 views in the last 28 hours, and that's 28 days.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, I wasn't even expecting it to go that high. 477 views, over 403.5 watch hours. We only have 18 subscribers. Well, 18 subscribers in the last 28 days. So that's up 260%. And 67 views in the last 48 hours. So we're reaching, we got 3,000 impressions. Just from the channel page, we have 17% of people browsing our channel, searching it, and 14.9 is from suggested videos.
So it's definitely getting out there.
Yep. 12% is YouTube searches, but that's probably my 12% of people that I'm telling, hey, go look it up. And 30% of the traffic's coming from the Discord, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm speaking of Discord, I'm looking at the shared screen, and I am able to see the movement and stuff, but the words and numbers are pretty pixelated.
Yeah. Let me I'm gonna just try to change the settings real quick just so we can see how it looks.
Yeah, test it out, things like that.
Yeah, it's at 1080/60.
Yeah, I really can't get any better than that. I don't really know what else could be done though. Because even the stuff that's not on MetaTrader is a little blurry. You know, I'll share my screen and then we can see if it's just Discord.
Okay. It
'Cause
actually might be oh no, it didn't change anything. I thought it might have been the size that I had the window, because I have it I have a window display on OBS, and then I have the window selected, so I'm not sure if there's like other.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
Even the XRP USD in the top corner, top left, it's still pretty blurry.
Okay. So it must just be Discord streaming service because Discord is not really streamed.
Actually,
Streaming
it might be, yours might be like that because it's at 720. It says 720p by 60 frames.
Yeah, you need Discord Nitro in order to get to 1080.
That's what we have. We have the a boosted server. Josh boosts it as well, but
Oh, okay. Yours is way clearer now. Way clearer. I don't know what the heck was up with that.
mine's still blurry. But
Well,
it may just be because I'm streaming it and it's cutting my resolutions down.
yeah, I think so because before I couldn't even read the words trade, exposure, account history, things like that. That wasn't even visible to me.
It may be because I changed the size of the window.
True, true.
But yeah,
That's
that'll it's pretty much our Asian session.
about a hour, hour and a half.
Yeah, the stream
At
has
least since
been
when I got on.
stream's been on for an hour and 59 minutes now, so almost 2 hours.
Oh,
And we're going to
well,
use this stream as a reference because what we brought up right here, we're going to make sure we're closed above the previous structure, because what we analyze does not mean a single thing if the price came right back into the range and it never broke the past structure.
right.
So buys would have never been valid because all of this is still sells.
Well, within that time, I was able to execute and analyze a single trade for XRP USD daily. I'm pretty satisfied with that. But something will have to be done in order to facilitate the process. I might have to start doing a little bit larger lot sizes because my goal was to triple this account before school started again in August.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'll work out just fine if I stick with my plan to start with smaller lot sizes and then compound interest will do the rest.
And this 30-minute candle, man, happens every single time. We'll push out, and then it comes all the way back in. And then it confuses me even more watching Raja, because I know what I've been analyzing and seeing in the markets, and then trying to just take a little bit of what he's saying, because the whole time we were going the opposite direction. And I see it after he gets off, where he thought the 30-minute would have kept going and he got stopped out. It ends up taking a dip all the way back into the range, and the buy was never even valid because he doesn't draw trend lines. So if he would have started off like this, just identifying that every Asian session in the past went up, wicked on that 30-minute, right on the 3-hour candle, every single time.
Yeah, obviously he wants to help people and teach people, but he's really only there for his money. Like he just streams because people watch him, and he's like, oh well, if people are watching me, I'm just gonna do it.
Yep, because he's not controlling anything they're doing. And then even whenever they do it wrong, he can just critique what they're doing, because he's doing, I mean, he makes it clear it's not us that's trading, it's me that's trading.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want anybody else taking credit for what, like, he's saying. And it makes sense. But that's where it comes down to you just knowing what the markets are doing and how to be fluid and how to execute. He's just showing you. But if you're trying to copy him, it's not going to work. It never, ever works. I've never taken a winning trade watching Raja's streams. And then it ends up frustrating you even more because he won, but he was in at totally different places, and it's just not the same.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add that in the note. I'm gonna start off before we even do our range. Where's the previous market high? In this case, it would have been right here. I'm gonna draw a line. That's our point of reference. If we can't even break that or give some kind of support there, done. See here on the long chart, right here on the long chart, rejected them both. And then now looking at it, so easy to see. Support turned to resistance.
Yeah.
So then to come London session, it might break out. Gonna do this, and New York session is gonna be somewhere right here. Push to the downside.
Yeah, obviously I haven't examined all the currency pairs and things like that, all the stocks, but I'm kind of expecting some strong downtrends within like the month of June, maybe even July, just market wide, worldwide, just because it's been pretty parabolic.
What GJ did.
Oh man.
So our 4-hour candle right here, as soon as it opened, that was our first 30-minute candle. The next 30-minute candle broke our support, our structure, finished pushing through to quick fill.
All the bruh.
Just trusting the process.
Yep.
We ended up keeping it on the UJ screen though, so we had a blind eye on GJ at that point.
With that particular kind of candlestick, each node is an open or a close. Like each little stick out.
Well, the one on the left is going to be your open, right's closed, open, closed.
Got it. Basically just hollow candles.
Yep.
Well, that'll do it. See you
Yep.
tomorrow, man.
Yep, that's going to conclude the stream. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you could, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, bro. See you tomorrow.
Later.